Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the bicycle a little bit. Not too much about the bike, but more about this mount that I made that goes underneath the handlebars. I've been using this for 2 years. Whenever I post video or photos of me riding, someone will ask me like, what is this thing under here? This is it's basically a mount to hold lights or a GoPro or any other accessories that I would typically mount to the handlebars. And I kind of made this out of necessity because the shape of the handlebars didn't lend itself very well to mounting lights and things. Now, there's two factors here. The handlebars are kind of ovalized, so regular round clamps don't fit on there well. And the section of the handlebar that's actually rounded is not totally accessible because I have this weird, see this like almost like hammerhead shaped stem piece on the front. And what this is an actual converter that converts cable brake levers to hydraulic disc brakes. So it's like a hydraulic converter in here, which is an interesting thing that I'm going to talk about more in another video, because this is I've ridden road bikes since 1996. All of them have had rim brakes. This is my first one with disc brakes, and everybody's like, oh, disc brakes, blah, blah, blah. These work awesome. I have no problem with them whatsoever. They feel great. And I don't know if part of my good experience has to do with them being converted from cable. I don't know. But I'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, that whole adapter is in the way of properly mounting anything. Plus, the little bit of room I have between the adapter and the handlebar tape has these cables coming out that are, I've got my shifter cables and my brake cables, and there's just not a lot of room. So, I designed these little guys to go on there. It's ovalized like the handle. Has a little standoff here, a little gap for the lower cable that runs out here so that it's uninterrupted. There's nothing pinching the cable. And then this holds the PVC pipe, which I believe is a 1-inch PVC. I think I cut about 6 inches long. Can't remember the exact amount. I kind of just eyeballed it, cut it when I needed, whatever worked the best. So 1-inch PVC, and it's drainage PVC, so it's got the thin walls, so it's pretty light. And since then I made caps that go in here like so it looks nicer, that funky looking little PVC thing going on. And I printed these in black because I actually hate the color of this print, but these have been on here for 2 years. Finally printed the other ones, and this is what they look like. Now to install this, these are printed in PETG, which is pretty flexible. So it opens and closes. You don't have to worry about it like cracking. PETG is it's very, very durable. Just take a zip tie. I curl the end a little bit. You'll see why here in a second. It goes through the hole in the outside and passes through like this. And it doesn't clamp on your cable. It doesn't interrupt any of the functionality of your shifters or your brakes. This goes onto the handlebar like so. You can see it pops on this way. So clamps on. And the buckle of the zip tie, I go over the front like so, and then zing it tight like this. Now, I like the buckle over the front so that this thing lies flat. And when you pull it tight, you trim out the excess, and there's barely anything there. If you do it the other way, with the buckle down, you'll see you kind of get like a weird loop that's exposed. It just doesn't look as clean. But yeah, that's it. This is going to be on Thingiverse for free, along with the end caps for the tubing, which I have butterfingers, so I can't hold on anything. But yeah, hopefully this is useful to somebody. I think that it's probably going to work on more than just this bike, but it specifically works great on this bike. So there it is again. You can see in the front, mounts down here. It like fits really nicely in between all the cables and hoses without getting in the way of anything. And one of the added things that I like about it is that when I'm sitting on the bike looking down at the, what they refer to as your cockpit, it looks clean. Like when I'm sitting here looking this way, you don't really even notice that there's anything there. It's pretty much out of the line of sight. So that's a big plus. Now, does it affect the aerodynamics? Sure. But if I'm having a bunch of lights and crap on my bike anyway, not really a big deal. And you can just take it off. If you don't like it, you can just snip it off, carry an extra zip tie if you want, and put it in your garage or something until you need it. But yeah, anyway, hopefully that's helpful to some people. And yeah, link to the files are below. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I'll stop rambling now. Have a good day. Bye, kids.